Alright, Pat here again. Right now I'm going to show you a few different features of CoolTrade, and currently we're looking at the login screen. You'll notice CoolTrade automates a handful of different brokers: Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Options Express, MB Trading, Options House, and if you trade Forex, FXCM. You can trade live accounts as well as simulate using each one of these brokers' data feeds or CoolTrade's feed itself. And typically I'd recommend simulating when you first get started. You can also use IQ Feed's data feed if you have a subscription to that. And notice over here with Interactive Brokers, CoolTrade actually allows you to automate all these different international markets. So some of them you need to be a resident, just like in India, for example. You can't trade the NSE unless you're a resident of India. But that's pretty cool. You know, you got a lot of options here, and there's also different institutional and prop brokerage houses. And right now there's just two here, and I believe there's going to be many more shortly. So I'm just going to log in right now and show you a couple features. So upon logging in, you got your warning screen. CoolTrade isn't liable, bada bada bada. However, the system is very reliable, and this is just a formality. Sorry, the auto trader is loading up, and you're going to see, if you look at the system activity, all these functions taking place. CoolTrade is a very robust product, and there are a lot of processes running. A feature of CoolTrade, there is a aspect of it called a watchdog, and that basically monitors your computer to make sure CoolTrade has priority over other things that would be running in the background. So this is a watchdog. You don't really have to concern yourself with it. Just know that it's prioritizing CoolTrade over everything else, and CoolTrade is running. It's using a lot of memory at the time, or at a time. That is. One thing I will note: I personally recommend having an independent machine for CoolTrade, a desktop computer, where CoolTrade just turns itself on and turns itself off at the end of the day. And ultimately, you want to be using CoolTrade at all times, being able to take advantage of any market activity that takes place. So when you look at your preferences screen, you have options here where you can schedule the trader to automatically start up each day and then close. You can have all the different things that you'd otherwise have to click to when starting up, auto checked, so everything links right up, and it automatically logs you in with your broker as well. So right here we're looking at the main screen of the auto trader, and this strategy has not ran live yet, so you don't see any of the positions I'm in, but they would be right here. And the beauty of CoolTrade is you get into a position, it tries to get to your goal, and if it gets there, it's going to keep trying to trade until it hits that pullback amount. You don't have to be sitting by a computer to be monitoring the market at all times, and essentially if your stock reaches your goal, you're going to get out with CoolTrade. It takes human emotion out, and ultimately is just an awesome thing. So when you look at the auto trader, you see this menu bar up top. You can block different symbols here. For some reason, maybe certain stocks you have a feeling they're going to be delisted soon, or it could be, I don't know. But for whatever reason, if you want to block something, you can do that right here. CoolTrade trades in something called stealth mode. You would see if the market was open versus market closed. This would be a yellow box. It would be blinking saying you're trading in stealth mode, and that is an awesome feature of this system. The reason for that is because these institutional traders, they stare at something called a level 2 screen, and they can see when you're buying and selling your stock, and they're going to stop you out. and ultimately your orders will probably get filled at a price slightly different than you're expecting, and that doesn't happen with CoolTrade because we're hiding our orders. So you see up here, you can subscribe to different services where CoolTrade will automatically trade based on their signals. They'll send signals, your auto trader will trade in real time right as that's generated. You can also have a personal watch list that you can add, and maybe you day trade too, and you have the auto trader running in the background, but you want to watch a bunch of different stocks that you have been following for a while. Well, that's a cool feature here, and you can add those stocks there. I already showed you the preferences tab. Reports. If you want to run reports on your strategy, you would do that right here, and you'll see every day that you're closing out positions profitably. And that's the trick. That's the beauty of CoolTrade. You can trade and close positions every day and take money off the table. And that's the beauty of this system. You could be in something like a mutual fund where you never do that. Your fund doesn't take advantage of the short-term fluctuations, and with CoolTrade you can. And ultimately, taking money off the table is the name of the game. So unfortunately, with the market being closed, you can't see the watch list, which would be here. But the watch list will tell you why rules are failing, and it'll tell you one of the rules that's failing. And then if you want to go up here, you can click rules, and you can see all the different rules, and if the criteria meets the rule or not. Since this is still loaded from before, that's cool, so I can actually show it to you. So you see this stock has 37% institutional ownership. You only need it to be greater than 10, so that meets. But you know, sometimes you'll be wondering, maybe the auto trader isn't buying stock that many stocks, and you're hoping it's going to buy because you want some action. And the beauty of the auto trader, it's only going to buy when all your rules meet. But so if for some reason it isn't buying, you can go up here and look at these rules, and you can find out what the problem is. Maybe you'll override the auto trader every so often if it's just one rule that doesn't meet, depending on how many rules are in that strategy. But you know, that's one thing I don't really recommend. Just it's kind of up to the person and depends on the strategy. But sectors tab, this is awesome. You can see the money flow. You can see all the stocks that are up in each sector versus the percentage of stocks that are up in each sector versus down. And this is really enlightening when you're watching the market in real time, because the institutions move the market, and it becomes really clear when you're looking at these sectors. If you wanted to load the strategy wizard, you do that right here. And CoolTrade is not responding now. Okay, I don't know what happened there.